another episode of Check That Post podcast. I'm your host, Jen, and these are my co-hosts,
Christina,
Queen.
And if you've been following us for a while, then you know that we are Check That Post podcast about life, love, and relationships. Tonight's topic we're going to be talking about is being single. Talk to all the single ladies. Come on in the room. More beneficial, I guess,
right,
than being in a relationship. So y'all let us know in the comments
right.
your opinion.
How do y'all feel about that?
Yes. But one of the statistics are that single people on an average tend to have stronger social networks and more friendships than those in relationships. I don't know about that, but that's what it says. Studies have shown that singles often maintain closer connections with friends, families, and neighbors, which can contribute to a greater sense of community and social support. This challenges the common belief that being in a relationship is key to fulfilling social needs, sparking curiosity about the unique benefits of a single life. What do you think?
I think there's some truth to that.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say a little bit more than a little bit, just because I am, part of that single community. So, I can kind of agree.
Yeah.
To the, building, a community, around you, your neighbors. Like, I'm the type that, I want to, good morning, how was your day, or have a great day, in the morning, and in the evening, if I'm seeing you going back in, I'm going to speak, I'm just a friendly person, at work, I'm talking to people, asking them how they're doing, how their kids, how their family's doing.
Right.
If anything's going on in their personal life that, they let me in on, I'm just checking on them. So, like, I kind of build, a little rapport, wherever I go. But I can say I'm more open to do that when I'm single, because, when you're in a relationship, you kind of got to tone down just a little bit, because you want to be respectful of your relationship. You don't want, your partner to think you're being too friendly, or, you're just being extra, or whatever. So, I can understand that, but I can definitely agree to that, though, to a certain extent, though. I myself feel like I won't say it's more beneficial to be single. For me, I would say it's more peaceful. That would be my overall choice, like my peace over, just the riff-raff, just the going back and forth. Like, if it's not what it's supposed to be, I don't want it. So,
Yeah, I feel you on that.
I'd rather have my peace, and be single, and, just live my life for me and, my kids. Of course, I have children. Versus, just being unhappy in a relationship just to say I'm in a relationship, or just to say I'm married. Because you have to be on the same page with that person on a lot of levels when you decide to, make somebody your person, or, you decide to take that next step in your relationship, whether that's getting married, or just making, just being boyfriend and girlfriend, or committing into that relationship to one another.
Right.
Or just going to the next step of, getting engaged, or the next step of being married. It takes a lot of hard work and commitment, and trust, and guidance, and a whole lot of other stuff. But for me, when I'm in relationships, I'm not as happy as I am when I'm alone. And that lets me know that, that's not, if those relationships that I was in, it let me know that, you know, these aren't the people for me because I'm not happy in these relationships.
Yeah.
So until I find that happiness in a relationship, or until my husband find me, come on, amen.
Amen.
Hurry up. I ain't trying to rush you, but come on. But no, for real. But until that happens, you know, I'm just gonna continue to be happy single.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
that's my take on that.
Well, I feel like whether you're single or in a relationship, both can be fulfilling. It's really up to the individual.
Yeah.
I'm not single, of course. You see this rock on my hands. I'm not single. But there was a time that I was. And I can say, honestly, I was happy. Because I'm okay with being by myself.
Right.
Like, I get all into me, honey.
Yeah.
You know. So I don't have no problem with being single.
Right.
I don't feel the need to have to be with someone.
Yeah.
But I love being married. I guess y'all can tell since I'm on number 3. But I'm a big believer in try and try again. So if two people's not happy together, you got to do what you got to do. And I'm all for that because I don't believe in being miserable.
Right. No.
I'm going to be happy. Right.
Life way too short.
Exactly.
To be living miserable on a daily basis.
True that. And when I was single, I wasn't looking when I met my husband, my current husband.
Yeah.
And I do believe this is my last husband. I don't intend to do it again. However, I wasn't looking for him and he wasn't looking for me. And I think that kind of made a difference because when we met, it was under unusual circumstances, but year went by and we met again, and we've been together ever since. So I love me some him.
All right now.
He grew on me and I grew on him, and we still growing together.
Right.
So I'm all for it. But I wasn't looking for him to make me happy. Like I said, I was already happy with myself. I had stuff going on for myself.
Right.
He enhanced that happiness, and I enhanced his happiness.
Right.
So now we happy together.
Right.
But I am fulfilling his needs, and he's fulfilling mine. So it works for us. So what about you, sis?
Well, all the things that you all were talking about, I agree with. I was just thinking about, I used to tell my children to spend some time after high school, that it was best for them to spend some time, you know, with themselves,
Yes.
you know. And I instructed them not to leave my house and go and get married, and you just left, you know, the nest there. Because a lot of times, if you do that, you haven't really spent a lot of time alone. You know, it's a difference when you up under your parents' roofs, when they're rearing you, than you getting out on your own, and then you went from one place to another. So only thing that happened with change was the leadership, you know. And so and if you do that, you really don't get a chance to know you. And so I kind of patterned that, because that's the way it was with me. So I never was alone. I got married, then I had the children, then I reared the children up.
Right.
And then after, some of them stayed with me for a very long time, you know. So it's like I never was alone, you know. So, but doing that a long time, being single, I was busy a lot. So it wasn't like I was doing a lot of focusing on being single. I could go when I wanted to go, do things, take trips, you know. But I think that's a good thing. However you chose to do, whether you chose to be married, you know, or you chose to live a single life. You just got to decide on it and make the best of it. You know, because both of them could be very beneficial to you. But you know, you got to be all right with. You have to be in a place where you love yourself.
Right.
And you want to make you happy. Because you can spend a lot of years trying to make somebody else happy. And it'll put you in a state of misery because you're always fulfilling somebody else's dream, you know, whatever that vision is, you know, and they telling it to you, and then you trying to make it happen for them, you know, and so you can fall into a state where you just doing everything for them, and then you look up and they gone, you know, so you got to be all right with you and working on you and the things that you enjoy doing, you know, and don't let nobody persuade you any different. Yes.
Yeah, it's funny you said that about the travel part, because when you're single, you can just take off and go when you get ready. You ain't got to ask nobody's permission. You ain't got to consider nobody else. You know, you just do you. You feel like getting up, going somewhere else, doing something, going out to eat. Hey, you go ahead and go.
And you ain't got no be asked questions. You have to answer questions. Where you been?
And I love independence. I love my independence still. But not to say that I gotta ask permission to do anything or go anywhere. You know, I let him be him.
It's a respect
And
thing.
So we respect each other.
Yes.
And the main thing, we trust each other. So there's no questions about it. You know, we just do us. And when you're single, you can do you. Like, just get up when you want, go when you want, clean up when you want.
That part.
Bathe when you want. When you buy it, bathe every day now.
Every day.
But you know, you just do your own thing and not considering other people's feelings, that you're gonna hurt their feelings if you don't do something. When you're in a relationship, it's a little different, right? You gotta consider what this person, how this person might feel. Like, you gotta consider when you getting something to eat. Should I make them a sandwich? You know, like, well, with me, it just come natural. If I'm making a sandwich, I'm gonna make them a sandwich, or I ask them, do you want one? So that's the difference in a relationship. When you're single, you just make yourself a sandwich, you go curl up on the couch and chill. Like, do your own thing. And I'm sure there are many, many, many women that are happy that they are single and don't have to consider nobody else. Don't make you selfish. It just make you single and happy being single. Maybe you already done been through the relationship thing and it just didn't work for you. That's no right or wrong. You know, if you happy, do whatever you need to do to be happy. You know, I'm all for that. There's also emotional support when you in a relationship. You got that shoulder to cry on. I'll break down in a minute. Girl, wipe them tears. You alright. Oh, Kim, I feel like crying, I'm going to cry.
And you supposed to.
Gotta tolerate it.
Release them tears.
Or you going to be alright.
It really does. Like, people think thinking we crazy, but no, it really, if I'm mad or upset about something, I can go in the room and just release my tears, and then I feel so much better. I'll be like, you know what? Why am I even tripping about this? Girl, calm down.
And sometimes when you're single, you feel lonely. You feel like you don't have that emotional support. But you got family, you got friends. Because I'm sure you're on the phone all the time. Girl, you know what happened? And you might, you know, get emotional while you talk about it. And I get it's not the same as having someone there in your presence to be able to hug. Hug your pillow.
Keep that teddy bear on.
Look, I got me one.
That's right. But, you know, and if that ain't getting it for you, call a family member and say, I need a hug. Don't be scared to ask somebody. They're going to understand. They love you. They're going to understand.
Exactly.
Got you back.
And then they let them know that they can count on you in moments like that for themselves as well.
And taking a good nap is good.
Yeah.
Because usually you take that good nap, we wake up, you know, like Christina said, you know, I mean, it's like what you're stressing for. What is over that, you know? But yeah, I always like, if you don't want to cry, people used to tell me, not people, but person that I know used to tell me that I had dry eyes, that I never would cry. But during that time, my philosophy was, why cry? If it's not going to be fixed, if I'm crying, then it better be fixed, you know. And so I ain't going to be, I didn't want to waste my tears, you know. And, you know, but a time came in my life, you know, where I did a lot of crying. I did so much crying to, I think, usually, you know, when you get ready to go to bed, my brain would tell my eyes to cry. And by the time my head hit that pillow, water would be releasing in my eyes. And I thought that was the craziest thing. But, you know, it happened, and I would fall asleep, you know, and I wake up the next morning and was a little refreshed. But being single, it's not a bad thing. I don't want to be single all my life. It's where my present state is right now, but it's not my desire, you know, to be single, and especially because I've been married before, so I know what that marriage life is all about. I didn't have a controlling marriage either, so you have to be careful either way what you're doing, because when you get into relationships and things don't go right, sometimes you're locked down in those relationships. You can't get out of them. And then if you're a person that don't know how to release to somebody, nobody would really know that you're crying out for help. Because you're that person that's closed up. And so that's why it's good to have friends, like Christina was saying, or family members that you can go and release whatever is bothering you. Let somebody know. You know, if you ain't ready to leave the guy and he beating you upside the head, at least tell your family member, okay, you know, he have hit me a time or two. If I come up missing, you ain't hearing from me on the telephone, you know, give me a call. You know, I mean, come see about me if you haven't heard from me, because it could be very well that, you know, I'm somewhere really beat up. But it ain't going to happen to me because I fight back. But anyway, I'm just saying, you know, some people are like that. They don't say anything. They're being quiet, silent. And that's not good. And they're dying inside. So many men, too, and a lot of women, though, they are hurting inside, but they don't know how to really. They're single. And some of them are married, but they're hurting inside because they don't know how to release that pain. You know, and you got to find a way to do that. Even if it's going to get you a therapist, you know, that will be able to help you get through that. Because being single, and you don't want to be, well, that can be something really hard on you. And because sometimes your brain talks to you and it tells you, oh, don't nobody want you. And if you listen to that, you're going to be moving like, don't nobody want you. You know, and so you got to start talking back, you know, to your brain, you know, I'm beautiful, you know, I deserve to have somebody. I'm a good person, you know, and I'm that person that can do the 100 with you, you know. You got to be able to tell yourself you can do that thing, you know. Don't just sit back like Michelle Obama say, do something. You know.
Sure did. Yes, because there's somebody out there for everybody.
For everybody.
They waiting on you to wake up and notice them.
Yes.
And like she said, don't be sitting in a situation where you're miserable. Like, life is just too short for that. I would rather be alone by myself any day than to be with someone that's making me miserable. Been there, done that. And I let that situation go. Sometimes you have to let it go. It just ain't worth it. Because you can't find your happiness within. And it will
within.
shine out. Like, you wouldn't have to announce it to the world that I'm so happy. Everybody gonna be able to see
You're
it.
gonna be able to see it.
So don't be miserable.
Right.
They ain't treating you right. Get your nothing.
Somebody else will.
Yeah, somebody else
Somebody will. That's right. There's somebody out there dreaming and praying and hoping for a woman just like you.
Right.
Or a man just like you.
Yeah. Waiting on you.
Yes. And they're going to ask, where you been all my life?
Been waiting on you.
Yeah.
You know, like, come on now, I'm tired of waiting.
Yes. And I know it can, you wanting within your heart to be in a relationship, a serious relationship with somebody good. That's most women's, desire to have somebody that's good, that's gonna love them and allow the love that you have in you to be able to pour out on them. You want that back in return.
Right.
It's possible.
Right.
It is possible. But don't just settle for a piece of man, just to have a man, or say you got a man. Like she said, don't settle for that.
Right.
You're worth more than that.
Right.
Worth more than
You know,
that.
go for what you really, really want. And if it take a time or two to get it right, you're gonna get with somebody that's trying to get it right and looking to get it right, just like you're looking to get it right.
Right.
And then once y'all get it right together, everything's gonna be beautiful.
Right.
And I ain't saying you're gonna be happy ever after. I'm not saying that. Because you live in a world that's not built like that.
But you can
Guess
try.
what? You can be happy together.
Right.
Working on that ever after. So you got this. Go ahead and look for him if you need to. Wait on him to find you if you need to while you working on you. You know, you do whatever.
I
you
always
need to do.
work on you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do
There's
that
always
first.
room for improvement.
Yes.
Right, everybody. So
Right.
you want to be making room in here in that heart. Don't let your heart get hardened where, because one situation didn't work out.
Right.
Do you think that it's impossible? That you just give up? No, don't do that.
No.
Right.
You was put here for a reason.
Exactly.
So, if that's what your heart's desire is to be able to let your love shine, for lack of other words to say, then keep searching till you find it.
Right.
Yeah.
You can find it.
Right.
It'll find you.
Exactly.
So just don't give up. But I don't know how I got off on all that. But being in a relationship, you have shared experiences. You build memories together. Like, I love that. Like, I'm always snapping pictures. And I ain't saying I'm going to post every picture I snap, but it's something I can go back and look on. And, once it's in a frame, in a picture, it's timeless. It ain't going nowhere. So you can remember when we was here and we did such.
Right.
Like, that's beautiful. You can do that as single as well.
Right.
So it's just all in how you look at it.
Right.
And moving forward, how you want it to be.
Yeah. But just because you single don't mean you stop living.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Build your happiness while you're single. So when you get with that person that you've been looking for, or
You
wanting,
both happy.
you got, exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth. You got this. You can be happy now and happier later.
Right. And most people make you think that you have to, have that significant other in your life. But the one thing I'll tell you, make sure that you are doing the things that you want to do. If you one day want to be married, get out there and do all the stuff that you want to do, and allow that to come later, because there's places you might want to go, things you might want to do, to kind of, to explore the world. Explore you in the world, So you might want to just think about doing that, because sometimes being married, it slows you down with a lot of things, Not that it puts you in an abundant state, but you got somebody else to consider now. You're not able to just get up and go as you please. And then you can be married and have these dreams like, I wish I could have did this, or I should have did that. The shoulda, woulda, coulda. And so get that shoulda, woulda, coulda's done now,
Yes.
and live your best single life until you are ready
Right.
to experience that marriage life once or again. You know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then being single, you have personal space.
Mm-hmm.
I get that now. Like he have his me time, and I have my me time. Whether it's I'm in the other room or gone somewhere, or he gone somewhere, and I'm in the other room, he in the other room, or whatever. I think I got it mixed up. But just having that time to yourself to allow you to think.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm very affectionate, so I like to smuggle, I like to hug on, pull on, touch on, chase. I'm for it. And I know sometimes I get on his nerve. I don't care. I'm gonna keep doing it anyway. Because when I want to be touched or I want to touch you, I want you there where I can touch you. I might come in and just lay on, hey baby, watching TV. And I'm trying to watch TV. I don't care. We're going to watch TV together. If he go in the other room, and I'm in the sunroom chilling watching TV, and he go in there and turn on something he want to watch, ain't going to be long. I'm going to be in there. Wherever he at, I'm going to be there.
That's it. Be wherever he is.
And I'm pretty sure he'll get annoyed. Of course, he'll voice it to me. But I just like being in his presence or being in his space.
Yeah.
But I do give him time, to himself. I might run in there peeping, you good? But for the most part, I give him his space and I got my space. When you're single, you got all the space you need or want.
All this
You ain't got to worry about it. Yeah. But, I know that sometimes you might get bored with that and you want to be around other people. You want to be around other people's laughter or conversation. You can go anywhere to get that. You can go around family, you can go around friends.
Right.
If you need that hug, just call somebody up. Hey, I need a hug. I'll be over there in a minute. Let go of that pride and that ego. Forget all that. Life is too short. You don't know when you may not see that person again. They on your mind. You think about it for a reason.
Absolutely.
So send them some love.
Yeah, send them some love.
And if you can't go there, they out of town somewhere, other side of the world, send them a text. Send them an email.
It don't take but a second.
That's
for
all.
somebody
That's all
to
it
text
takes.
or a phone call and just say, hey, I just wanted to hear your voice. I was thinking about you. I'm glad you're safe. I love you. Bye.
Or
It could be that simple.
an emoji. You don't want to say it. Send them hearts.
Right.
Y'all
To
know
let
it's
them
good.
know you thinking about them. As soon as they see it, they're going to be like, oh.
Yes.
I'm in my feelings.
Or he thought about me. Whatever.
And that's whether you single or in a relationship.
Absolutely.
So I think we covered pretty much all that. Being single or being in a relationship.
Yeah.
And like I
Both
said,
fulfilling.
either one of them work. It's what you want.
What works for you.
Yes. Either one of them can be fulfilling. Like if you just enjoy being single and have no intention whatsoever of being in a relationship,
And some
do
people
you?
do. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know some people that are happy being by themselves.
Right. They out
There's
planting
nothing wrong with it.
flowers, reading the book, running around with the grandkids or their kids. you
Yes.
know, they
Traveling
just
a lot.
traveling. Learning something new.
Yes.
Find something new to learn.
Some of them go back to school.
Yeah.
Take up hobbies, play sports, whatever it takes to fulfill your happiness.
Right. And get you a photo album and just go places and put your pictures, or if you took a plane ride, such and such place. I forgot what you called that, but you just make a little photo album of all the places that you've been and things. And like Sis was saying earlier, you can go back and look at that thing.
Right.
Oh, I've been here, been there, and just enjoy yourself.
Love
In
on
your
you.
life.
Well, I guess we're gonna get to the Dear Jen letters. Jen, I sometimes think that it's good to be alone. Relationships are just too complicated. I have to give up too much of myself for the other person, who is usually selfish. Until I meet Mr. Right, I'm gonna keep doing Mr. Wrong. Period. Okay, girl.
Oh my God.
If that's what it's gonna take to make you happy,
Mm-hmm.
then
Yeah,
make
at least
you
you wouldn't
happy.
be lonely.
Yeah, I do a little bit of something about doing that Mr. Wrong.
Don't let
Yeah.
Mr. Wrong. Just don't let Mr. Wrong get in the way of Mr. Right.
That's
Yes,
right.
that's it.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better.
Mhm.
All right. Next. Dear Jen, I am single, but by choice. I've tried the relationship thing, but it wasn't for me. It's okay. He was too set in his ways and didn't want to change. What is it about men that think we as women have to accept them as they are, faults and all? Over 40 but still want to be a player. But they want to mold us into what they wish. Maid, slave, barefoot, and prego.
Ooh.
Thanks, but no thanks. Well,
not all men
right.
are doing that.
Yeah, not all men are
You
doing
gotta
that.
keep, searching and praying for the right
Mhm.
guy to come along, and don't sell yourself, so short. Just
Mhm.
most men, they want somebody that's, showing that they're very independent, that they know what they're doing, and it's not about all of them just want to keep you barefooted and pregnant, but you just you gotta communicate,
Yes.
and let them know
What you
what
want.
what you want, what
Mhm.
your desires are,
Mhm.
and you find out what his really is,
Right.
and if he doesn't want to change, if it's not somebody person is not who you're looking for,
Mhm.
then you might want to make some changes.
Mhm.
I ain't heard
She
that in
said
a
she
long
did,
time. Barefoot and pregnant
Right,
at
yeah.
40 trying to be a player.
And if he that old trying to be a player, he need to be gotten rid of.
Mhm.
Yeah, you might want to keep searching.
You might getting a little wrinkly already, starting at 40. Come on now.
Just don't give up on what you want.
Right.
Mhm.
You gonna get it. Just keep hope alive.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Hang in there, girl.
yeah, keep trying. Like, because one relationship don't work
Right.
out, that don't mean they all not gonna work
Right.
out.
Because it sounds like you only specifically speaking on one specific relationship.
Right.
So,
Right.
try it again with somebody else that you think is right. Don't
Yes.
just be jumping in a relationship with any old body.
Right.
Make sure you get to know that person first. Don't waste your time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because I remember when I was single, I was very independent and I didn't want to be told what to do. I didn't want to be bothered. Like, I was doing my own thing.
Mhm.
And as far as being in a relationship, when I did date, I was with somebody that was the same. He was busy, just like I was busy. I used to call him my maintenance man. But, I got my situation taken care of. And we got his. It was beneficial to both of us because we worked all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, you do what you gotta do. Like, take care of whatever you gotta take care of and keep it moving until you're ready to be in a serious relationship. But be careful. Be very careful. Because nowadays things are so different.
Yeah.
I read something today about what's going on here in our city. The rate of the disease was men, women, and children, and it's just
It's crazy. I heard about
it's
that
just
today.
getting crazy,
Mhm.
crazier. So be careful whatever you choose to do.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
buy you some toys, do whatever you gotta do. Stay safe.
Yes.
Not
Okay.
the toys.
I mean, it's safer.
Just stay safe out there, guys.
Dear Jen, oh, here's the last one. Dear Jen, excuse me. Yes, absolutely. For me, being single is more fulfilling than being in a relationship. Simple reasons why, simple reasons why, and that's because if I disappoint myself, I can hold myself accountable, right? And cannot be upset with the outcome because it's my own fault. But disappointments from your person, the one you are closest to, is a whole different kind of hurt. I don't know if I read that right.
Oh my God!
I agree though, like, you know, disappointing yourself, you know, yeah, that hurts, but, you know, you can do something about it. You know,
Yeah.
you disappointed yourself. You know what you wanted to do. You know what your end goal was supposed to be. So, you know, you can do whatever you got to do about it to correct that. But then when you're talking about a disappointment from somebody else, sometimes it's a disappointment that you can't come back from.
Right.
So it's like, you know, it's like the person that, you know, she said, you know, I guess it's her mate or was her mate or whatever, you know, disappointed her. And I guess it sounded like it was something that they couldn't come back from. So, you know, it's like it make you feel some type of way, like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that again. Like, that hurts. Like, that's a different kind of hurt. I don't want to feel that hurt no more. So I kind of feel, you know, where you coming from. But like we said, you know, just try again. Like, you know, that one situation, you know, the next man might not do you like that. He might not disappoint you. You might not ever get disappointed like that ever again. You know, just don't set yourself up to be disappointed like that.
Exactly.
You just, you know, take care of yourself. You know, make sure you set those whatever boundaries that need to be set. You know, whatever it may be.
Right.
It's not gonna always be like that. It's not gonna be like that with everybody, with every relationship, with every friendship, you know, family member, whatever it may be. It's not gonna always be like that.
Right, absolutely. Don't shut doors on yourself.
Right.
And always be willing to try again.
Yeah, nobody likes to be played with.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's not right. But again, if you single and love being single, stay single. If you want to be in a relationship, don't give up. Keep trying, but just be careful in your trying.
Yes.
There's so many people playing games and ain't nobody got time for that.
That's it. That's it.
Like, come on, life is just too short.
It
Time
is.
just seems to be speeding up.
Right.
So you wanna be with the one that you're supposed to be with, and it'll feel right. You'll know that you got there because it'll feel right. Love ain't supposed to hurt.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it's not supposed to hurt, but we do experience sometimes those things in our lives sometimes, and sometimes people that hurt you, sometimes they have hurt other people, sometimes with the same thing.
yes.
And try, if you know, going to getting some therapy. You know, even if you don't stay with that person, but you get the therapy for your mental state.
Yes.
Because you don't want to assume that all men are the same, and so because there are maybe somebody that's want to get to know you, but if you close the door and keeping it closed, you can't get in. You know, and then you depriving yourself from being able to be loved.
Right.
Okay, we can say, "Oh, I just love myself," but you know, it's a difference in when me doing this to me. It feels different for me. Just I just love me. I just love me versus somebody else that's giving me that hug that I need. Because when you get that hug that you need, it's like your whole body just melts.
Right.
You know, and it feels good.
Yes.
So you don't want to shut doors on yourself. And if you have children, be that example to the children. You don't want to teach the children how to have those closed doors that nobody can come in, and you don't want to teach them that your language, your body language, you know, because they're watching. They may not look like they're watching, but they are watching, and then they'll go out and then they'll experience the same thing. Well, mama said that this how it happened because you constantly saying it.
Right.
So that's what they expect, and more than likely, that's what they're gonna get. So, but yes, like sis said, you know, if that's what you want to do is being single, enjoy you.
Right.
You know, you don't have to be married. You know, if you don't want any love, you don't have to have all that. You know, and don't knock the people that do that.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. And you don't know what you're missing, girl.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
You think you really love yourself, but when you get that love from somebody else,
Right.
it's the best feeling.
It's the best feeling.
Their love is enhanced.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, if you got children, you want to show them an example of what love feels. Not just the love that you have for yourself, but the love with another person. So they'll grow up wanting that.
Yes.
Right.
And that ain't what it's all about. Like, it ain't just about being with somebody. That's not what I'm
Right.
saying. But you want to, somebody got to show them an example
Right.
of what it's supposed to be like.
Yes.
So maybe you didn't have that growing up. Your aunties, uncles, maybe, you know, everybody got divorces and split up or whatever the case may be. Break the cycle.
Right.
Yeah, break that cycle.
You be the one to show them what it's
Yes,
like.
yes. Absolutely.
It could be done.
Yeah.
It may take a little time, like, but, you know, take care of you, love on you until you get it. So, we ain't mean to get all serious on y'all. But,
Just bringing up some things, you know,
yes.
somebody out there, you know, may need to hear it, you know, and especially, you know, the part we talked about with the children, because it's a whole different generation out there, and they don't see stuff like we see it, you know, and it scares me in a way because, you know, we talk about stuff that we grew up, that we know that was right, the things that worked for us, and we see our children's generation coming up, and they be like, no, we gonna handle it this way.
Right.
They handle it a whole different way, and mainly because they have seen the failures in our lives. So this didn't work, and that didn't work, and so I'm gonna do it my way. And so the best example for children to have is to see their mothers, fathers, their grandparents, their aunties and uncles, you know, so they can have a pattern to live after if they can, you know. I'm not saying everybody's life is jacked up, but there are some that is jacked up. And if your child see something jacked up in your life, they're gonna follow it. So we want to make sure that, you know, we keep that, keep a life in front of them that they can pattern behind.
Right. Because now it's hard to have, even with the stars, a lot of them breaking up, getting together, breaking up, getting together. Like, who they gonna look up to?
Right.
They may look at us as old fashioned,
Right.
but what they got to see now, they don't want. Like that's not the example that's been set, or the people that they looking up to now. We all heard and can see and know what they doing. That ain't it. I don't know what you thought it is, but that ain't it. I'd rather be old fashioned and do it the way I'm doing it, because the way I'm doing it feels good. That I don't want that. I don't want my children to want it.
Right.
You know, I'm trying to set an example so they can see that it is possible, even in today's crazy world. It's possible.
It's possible.
So that's why I always say, try and try again, because it's worth it. The benefits are just endless.
Yes.
Like the feeling And then it's not just a feeling, it's an action, it's doing, it's, you know, and not just all about you. It's choosing a person every day. You making a decision to choose that person, to love on that person every single day.
Yes.
All day, every day. Like, even when I'm at work, I'm thinking about him. When I get up to go to work, if I leave before he do, you know, I'm trying to figure out what can I do to make his day happy. You know, it's kind of, it ain't hard to explain, but I'm happy with it. I you know, what can I say? I'm happy
to make him, you know, feel that,
Yes.
you know, he's best. I mean, he out there, he working.
Yes.
You know, he taking care of things at home. You know, he's there for you.
Right.
You know, so why wouldn't your mind be on him at work? You know, and thinking about how you can better your relationship.
And
You
that's not something I always had. It took work to get there because previously I didn't have that. For one, I went there for the wrong reasons. For one, I was young and dumb and didn't know nothing and just accepted whatever. And now I know what I want.
Right.
You know, and I have what I want. And I'm happy with what I have. I ain't looking for nothing else.
Come on here, sis.
So, and I said all that to say, just don't give up.
Yes.
Just keep trying till you get what it is that you want.
Yes.
Keep trying.
Keep trying. Don't sit on the couch of do nothing. Do something.
Do something.
Come on, Christina. Yes.
Do something.
Do something.
Do something.
Do something
That's
now.
that's the thing, you know, that you know, it was so funny because when I heard her say that, it reminded me of that's how I played with my grandkids a lot. You know, they act like they want to get up against me, and I'm like, do something, do something, you know. And when she said that, boy, I was so excited. Yeah, I said that's gonna be the new thing, even though you know I was doing it then, but it's intensified now.
Right.
Don't sit on the couch.
Right.
Do something about your life.
Right.
Make something happen.
If you don't like what's going on,
Change it.
Right.
do something to change it.
Right.
That's right.
If you want to be in a relationship, don't just lay up in the house.
Right.
Do
Do
something.
something.
Get up and go do something. Your
Something.
husband might be at the grocery store. Go to the grocery store. Go grocery shopping.
Go do something.
You might need some gas. Okay?
Do
Go get
something.
some gas. Go fill up your tank real quick. He might ask you, do you need a hand? Do you need somebody to fill your tank up real quick? Okay?
Yes.
Do something.
Do something.
In the words of Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
Do
Do something. And then get real. Do something.
Well, we hope y'all enjoy this conversation.
Like we did.
Yeah.
We always did enjoy it. You can follow us on Facebook and TikTok at Check That Post Podcast and on YouTube at Check That Post Pod. Hit the like, subscribe button, so you know every time we go live or upload a new episode. Also, write a Dear Jen letter. If you got a question about something or you want us to talk about something, or text 866-311-2251. And you can write that Dear Jen letter to checkthatpostpod@gmail.com.
All right. Thank y'all. Hey, Kimberly.